I want to like have like less conferences and more work. Okay, like because like that, ideally like
It's
in the
not
next three
controversial.
years
Trust
like
me, it's very ideal. It's very ideal.
But
Thanks for
yeah,
saying
to
it.
be
I
fair,
definitely
how do we socialize if not for these conferences? All right, we are live. Gonna come from Singar, Chennai, and Prash is all the way on the other side of the world with the colonizers in London. Uh, Today's guest at the Web3 Normies is someone who as crypto royalty. This was at a conference that we were all hanging out, and as Ravindra was walking by, this friend of mine said that, "Hey, this is crypto royalty. Do you know who he is?" So I'd only heard of you, of all the cool things that you've done at Woodstock and Instagram, and of course at Frontier. And then when we finally got to meet, who I actually met was a really cool dude that we could sit down and chat with. So it's a pleasure to host Ravindra from Frontier. Good to have you here, sir. How's it been?
I'm glad to be here. Like going good. Okay, like I still find it funny like calling crypto royalty. Like it's instead probably like we should say um has better experience in Web3, something like that. Okay, like
See, does it have the
It
same
is
ring?
royalty.
because we didn't go through multiple like bear markets.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think we should all have like stripes when we go there. Like the number of stripes shows how many bear markets you survived, in Web3.
Are there any Ravindra? Are there any Ravindra specific memes that we have missed?
No.
Not yet. Not yet.
Whoever is listening, this is an open challenge to you. You have to come out with Ravindra or Frontier memes.
Actually, if you spend time talking to Ravindra, no, there's so much meme-worthy content that go out. Sir, your marketing is sorted. Trust me. All the 5 people who listen to this podcast will go out and just spread it out like like nobody's business. But anyways, this is great. For those who don't know, Ravindra has actually been in crypto for longer than anyone that I know in the space, and probably perhaps one of the most experienced people in crypto. So, my first question to you, sir, is how did this all start, and what? Because you've had a career in Web 2 before this. How did the Web 3 journey start for you, and how did it start to get right now?
Yeah, so I started in crypto like way back in 2017 during the ICO era. Okay, okay, like I participated in early ICOs. Okay, like starting from Neo. Okay, like Neo was one of my first ICOs where I participated, and then there was few other good names, ICX, and a lot of other big names. Okay, like so my journey started in crypto in a way. I've been a developer all my life for the last decade. Okay, I've been developing Android mobile products. Okay, I've built multiple products in India where I've scaled it to like 25 million downloads. Okay, I've built an app called Trip in India. Okay, which was later acquired by Flipkart. Okay, like it has more than 25 users. Okay, and I also built multiple products in US. Okay, one of them was Right Aid. Right Aid is one of the billion-dollar company. Like I built that product through my services company where I used to work with. So because of my development experience, I used to get work to create a smart contract for crowd sale. There was a concept of crowd sale in 2017. Okay, like people used to like start gas war, like people used to send Ethereum to get participated in ICOs. Okay, you need to get whitelisted, and then like you'll have to send it in a time period. Okay, it's a first come first server time period. That's how like that was an era. Okay, like that was an era. Like I used to get that work. Okay, create a smart contract for crowd sale. Okay, I've written probably like crowd sale and token contract for more than 100 projects in 2017, 2018. Okay. Then like I started working with when I was doing this ICOs and stuff. I never had any idea about DeFi. Okay, I was there. I was there just as a developer who used to get work. Like it's kind of a freelance work, but like for the short amount of work, we used to get paid heavily. That's how like it all started. Okay, like people used to pay 10 Ethereum, like 20 Ethereum. Like it wasn't a big deal for one work. They used to pay like in Ethereum and all.
Wow.
Okay, and yeah, that's how it started. And I still remember the word DeFi was not even started. Even the Web3, the word Web3 was not even started when all of those things happened. Okay, and I started working with InstaDapp probably like uh, much before the project InstaDapp started. Okay, like I met their team like in one of the hackathons, and one of the hackathons, and we tried to work together. And like um, I had a lot of experience in tech. Okay, I was trying to build the first version of InstaDapp when I was at InstaDapp, and then while building, okay, like when we were working at InstaDapp was one of those coolest idea, and it's very simple. Okay, if you go back to history of InstaDapp, the first product of InstaDapp was there was 15 transactions to be sent to create a CDP. Okay, InstaDapp did like automated that in one transaction. Okay, like to lock your Ethereum and then like borrow DAI, like you were supposed to do 16 transactions. Okay, it was user experience was so bad. That's how Instagram started. Okay, and at that point in time there was only two protocols. Okay, like one was MakerDAO and another one was Uniswap V1. Okay, compound finance came in after probably after a couple of months. Okay, like not in the beginning itself. Um and there was few other protocols like DYTX was still doing the early version of DYTX, and then there was a product called Set Protocol. These were the ones. Okay, so I started in DeFi like when the TVL in was at $20 million. Okay, like DeFi Pulse was analytical dashboard at that point in time. It was slowly getting that 20 million, and 95 percentage of the volume used to come from MakerDAO, and the 5% volume used to come from Uniswap for the TVL. Then Compound happened, okay, and that InstaDapp, okay, like in one of the versions, okay, InstaDapp built a bridge to migrate your position from MakerDAO to Compound. Okay, like that was a really good experiment to um, um, bridge one position from one protocol to another protocol. Okay, which worked out really really well at that point in time. Okay, and this I've learned a lot of things. Okay, like at InstaDapp about Web3 and DeFi, and most of the connections in Web3 definitely I got it through InstaDapp. Okay, like because we were building the product in Nari, there was not a lot of products. Okay, we were able to get access to most of the founders. We have been in touch with them. So going back to my experience of building mobile product and everything I learned about Web3 and DeFi at Instadap, I wanted to build something on mobile and DeFi plus Web3. That's when I started working on Frontier. Okay, the first version of Frontier like was completely like built by me. Like I built the first version, including the backend, everything, and then like it's a very long journey. Okay, like I started probably like April 2019. That's when I started. That's when I started the first commit of of Frontier. Okay, like we released the first version like probably in 2020, the first month January. Then the idea of Frontier initially was to build a portfolio tracker. Okay, like there was 10 protocols. How do you track your positions across the protocols?
Right.
That's how it all started. Okay, like we never had a we never had a plan to build the whole protocol and whole wallet per se. Okay, if going back to history of wallets, okay, like during 2017, 2018, there was not even a MetaMask. Okay, like MetaMask came in much later. Before MetaMask, there was something called MyEther wallet. Okay, then there was a fork of MyEther wallet called MyCrypto as well. So going back to that history, you when you create an account, you used to get a PDF with address and private key.
Yeah.
Okay, every time you'll have to paste a private key in the browser to unlock your in your wallet and then do perform some of the actions. Okay, so going back to that history, like at some point in time, my Ether wallet disabled like pasting private key because there was a lot of some of the extensions were stealing the private key and stuff. Okay, I was myself hesitant to put private key into some other wallet. That's why I did not wanted to build a wallet. Okay, like there is already an existing wallet. Okay, people are very familiar with their own way of managing crypto. I was pretty sure people will not import the private key and stuff.
Right.
Okay, that's how it all started. But later on, okay, we came up with another concept. Okay, which was called wallet composability. Okay, wallet composability meaning like you do things in your preferred wallet, but still still use Frontier for the user experience.
Got it.
Okay, like
Yeah, let's. I mean,
that's a good
sorry,
segue.
sorry.
Yeah, that's actually a good segue.
No, I mean just
into
one couple of
Frontier
points. No, in this. In this, just before we jump there, so I was just thinking, right? So when he mentions that TVL in DeFi was 20 million, right? Not billion, million.
Yes.
It's funny, right? You know, it's 20 million today. Sounds like nothing, but we are just barely 4 years from there, right? And now we are like multi billion. And now when it scales back from like 200 billion to 100 billion, we are like, oh my god, 50% TVL has reduced. But we've been there when it was 20 million, you know, it was just 4 years ago.
Yes.
Prashant, actually, if you remember, your fund actually wrote a thesis about this, the road DeFi and the road to $1 billion. This was a paper that actually was launched back in 2019, if I remember correctly. And Ravindra, did you have something to do with it? Because there were a lot of instances which are written there that you are exactly repeating right now. Which, seems a little callbackish.
Yeah, also
I think
with that,
most of the work.
where did Woodstock overlap with your journey, right? If you can also elaborate there, that will be super interesting, because I joined after you had left, right? So I don't have visibility on that either.
I was working with Woodstock parallelly, like while I was working with Instadap. Okay, like I knew Himanshu like even before. Okay, like I didn't know Pranav like initially. Like I have been in touch with Himanshu like from 2018 itself. Okay, like we have been talking and like on various groups. Okay, in 2019. Okay, like that's when we met for the first time in Delhi. Okay, like in there is a restaurant called Tamasha. That's where we decided to create a fund, and go about it. Okay, and lot of things. Okay, like coming from a developer background to becoming an entrepreneur, like Woodstock has played a really big role. Okay, like in terms of my thought process, in terms of going and talking to people. I was really an introvert. Okay, like I was a tech geek most of the time. Okay, like I was always ready to do build products for some others. Like in terms of it was never like idea driven or like thesis driven and stuff. Okay, Woodstock has played a really big role in that case. Like I was working with them parallelly while working with Woodstock. I built a product. Okay, like where I met me, Pranav, and Dhaval. Okay, Dhaval was also part of Woodstock at the point in time. Like we went we did an event with Elrond. Like right now it is called as different name, Multiverse X. We did a big event through Woodstock. Woodstock was the co-host of this. Okay, like we did an event with Agora, and like on that particular night, like I showed a demo of like Frontier to like Pranav. Okay, like I have been trying to build this. Okay, like with my knowledge. Okay, that's how it all started. Okay, and even after I started Frontier, I was still doing like my role at Woodstock was very simple. Like I want to like do the technical diligence. Okay, for the investments. That also has a background. Okay, of me investing through the 2017 markets. Okay, like I had a knowledge of gauging what are the projects. Okay, like I did not, even though it was not like I have the knowledge of tokenomics and stuff, but technically, like I was able to gauge because of my entire decade tech experience. Okay, at least for the first 30 projects in stock invested, like I was the I did the technical diligence. Okay, then we were able to hire like really big team now, and then I moved out. Okay, I wanted to focus more on, so there was a lot of delays in terms of my dependency on stock. That's when like I decided to move on. Okay, this is how the whole stock thing started. But stock is like it's a thing which is day in and day out for me because like I'm always in touch with stock most of the time.
I'm seeing a trend in the way in which you describe the key problem that InstaDapp was solving, the version one InstaDapp was solving. And your most recent blog post, which we will put in the show notes about TX Link and wallet composability that you had said. Even with InstaDapp, you were talking about how it took 15 transactions to lock ETH and take DAI out. In the similar vein, it would be really good to talk about how a cross-chain portfolio tracker goes into becoming a composable wallet, which is Frontier's current avatar. So talk us through that journey. So you built this product, showed it to Pranav, said, okay, I'm going to do this full time. And then from there to where it is now, that's an interesting journey that our audience would like to listen to.
Okay, definitely. Okay, so like we started as a portfolio management tool. It was a read tool. Okay, like you just put in your address Ravindra Ethereum, you will get all the positions on, like there was only four protocols at that point in time. Okay, and that's how it started. Okay, like the whole idea for me was to get notified based on like some of the events which is happening on the blockchain. Okay, every block which gets mined, the state of the protocol gets changed. Okay, like let's say if I have a MakerDAO position, if the price goes down, which is closer to liquidation, there was no way to notify. There were no tools to notify. Even now, like there are not a lot of tools which will notify you. Like, there must be some tools, but that was my initial idea. Okay, like and another idea would be, since it's a it's mobile, like it's a like money like a financial product. I always had a thesis like it like there will be a lot of dependency on mobile in the future. Okay, and we started as a read layer. Then people started asking me for like I'm reading it, like I'm getting the notifications. How about can we manage these on the mobile itself? Okay, like if you see the article which I've shared, okay, the first right operation which we did was with one of the projects called DZAP, DeFi Zap. Okay, DeFi Zap was one of the early projects. Okay, like it later got merged into another project called DeFi Snap that became Zapperfy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what it used to do is, like, let's say it used to take Ethereum and it used to split 50% Ethereum, 50% DAI, and it used to lock those value into into liquidity, Uniswap liquidity, and the way you can keep earning like whatever we call yield farming today. That's exactly what they did it in one transaction. You just pass Ethereum, you'll get a position in various Uniswap things based on the strategy which you want to do it.
Right.
Okay, for that, we did it. Okay, like in the link which I shared. Okay, that is shown with the example of Trust Wallet. Okay, like I am able to do this transaction through Trust Wallet.
Mm.
This was our first experiment. Okay, like which was like we instantly did like um, more than $2 million worth of volume. Okay, like $2 million is not a big deal. Okay, like probably like it's not a big deal now. Like at that point in time, like we went really crazy. Okay, like if people are willing to do transaction worth $2 million worth through a wallet, I think we should definitely pursue wallet. Okay, that's when we started, and the idea of frontier. Okay, we were always forced to become like forced to build our revenue model in B2B manner. Okay, like it's like it could happen naturally, like to us. Okay, like I I did find a product market fit. Okay, like there is a market for this wallet, but we didn't know the revenue model. Okay, like for the existing revenue model, like most of the wallet has is charging a fees from the wallet and charging a fees from the trade, charging fees from staking, so on and so forth. But our initial like business model was always to like charge businesses to integrate into our
Mm.
wallet.
Mm.
Okay, like protocols used to come to us. We one USP of Frontier was from day zero we had a lot of whales using our product.
Right.
Okay, that was really helpful for us. Okay, that was really helpful for us. We kind of use that user base to get more business and revenue. Okay, we have
Just before you,
never charged. Yes.
yeah, just to double click on that, how did this happen? Did you ever like, were you able to attribute something to why whales came to use Frontier Wallet?
The biggest reason would be like we were early, and
Okay.
we were early in DeFi. There was no wallet, there was no portfolio tracker, there was no Zapper. Okay, there
Right.
was no DBank. DBank came in like probably 1 year later.
Right.
Okay, like that. It's the number of people like who used to be in DeFi was very small. Okay, there was a
Hmm.
Telegram group. Okay, okay, where all the founders like was part of that group. Okay, and I really have really fond memories of that group. Okay, like most of the discussion about DeFi used to happen in that group.
Are you still on that group, sir?
Yeah, like it's an open group. Okay, there is also a closed group. Okay, like where
Share share invite, sir, please.
I think it's
Sorry,
an open group. Like
I
it's
had
okay,
to
not
put
a
it
big
in
deal.
there,
You can
but
go through the history.
anyway, yeah. So coming back to this, you were just you figured out a serious problem and you solved it earlier before other people did, and that ensured
Yes.
that all the big hitters started using Frontier, right?
Yes, and also I kind of shared it with a lot of people to ask for feedback because I knew so many early founders in DeFi. I used to share it with them. Okay, is this useful and stuff. Okay, like all of that probably happened just because of like our experience with InstaDapp, the network which I built through InstaDapp and Woodstock. Okay,
So,
that really helped us.
see, I mean, no, that's great, man, and that's wonderful insights in terms of how you were early, how you have been transitioning this product, right? Where we are right now in the wallet space is that it feels from the outside that it is way too cluttered and crowded now, right? With a lot of wallets, a lot of aggregators, even like multiple zappers are out there, like Zerion, etc. as well. And to me, wallet looks like an entry point, a top of funnel for like a lot of users to get into on-chain activity. It's the gateway. And also at the same time, a wallet can be a place which can become like a super app, like a WeChat over a period of time, right? um, from your perspective, how do you think like the wallet journey goes on from here? And how does Frontier think about staying on top of their game when it is so cluttered?
Yeah, like okay, like we have done a lot of research based on the data which we have collected. Okay, on this. So my idea, my thoughts is around like how do we broaden access to Web3? Okay, I know it's a gateway, like wallets are the gateway. That's where you start if you want to do something on Web3. Okay, but the biggest hurdle is still like not resolved. Okay, like for example, the biggest challenge almost everybody faces in Web3 is on ramp. Another biggest hurdle is private key and the CFA management. Okay, we have to solve for these things. Okay, like people want decentralized system. Okay, like but they don't want anonymous system. Okay, they are happy to like if we have if there is a seamless on ramp, they are okay to do KYC with that particular service. Okay, like if we can solve those things. Okay, right now, mm, if you take DeFi, okay, like DeFi and Web3 per se, there hasn't been a lot of innovation, like in terms of what potential it has. Okay, like we are at a stage where we are just doing replication of what TradeFi had. Okay, we had a borrowing concept of borrowing, we built a borrowing protocol. We had a concept of lending, we built a lending protocol. Some of the outlying innovations in Web3 would be one thing would be the flash loans. Flash loan is something which nobody can imagine in the traditional finance. Okay, and another big innovation in DeFi would be around like DeFi Legos. Okay, like how in one transaction you can interact with 10 protocols, and these are very big innovations which nobody can imagine in TradFi. So the point what I'm getting into, even to get people exposed to these basic DeFi protocols, okay, we need to solve for the first two steps. Okay, like the private key management, solving the private key management, and solving for the easy on ramp. Okay, once we solve this, like then we can expose the like DeFi protocols. Okay, the easiest DeFi protocol which we can expose it to mainstream users would be like probably lending. Okay, like say like going back to the last year, like so many projects went down. Okay, like most of the funds were like parked there to earn yield. Okay, if we can give a gateway where you can earn yield and also have control, how you can like whenever you how you can withdraw it whenever you want, that will be a really big deal for mainstream users.
Right.
Okay, like mainstream users don't trade a lot. Okay, like until
Yeah.
unless okay, like there is some things. Okay, this is where wallets will play a really big role. Okay, like and I mentioned okay, like we have done a lot of research on like how we can improve the adoption. So what is only one way which has worked in terms of user acquisition in Web3 right now, which is airdrop. Okay, airdrop like it's
What do you feel about that?
whether
I really wanted to ask what do you feel about that?
I think it has a really big power of incentivization, but there has to be some iteration to it. Okay, let's say right now most of the airdrops happens in such a way if user has done this transaction before this date, you'll get this much amount of tokens as an airdrop from protocol. Okay, this should be done in a much better way. Okay, like you'll get an airdrop. Okay, you will earn it over a period of time. The more you interact with our protocol, you will earn it, you unlock it. Something like that. Like the airdrops has to evolve. Okay, airdrop has to evolve. Okay, like that's something which wallets can solve. Okay, like because as Prashant mentioned, it's a gateway. Any any user acquisition channel, okay, any new innovations, airdrop farming or like community farming, whatever which you can do, it has to happen through the wallet space. Okay, this is
Yeah.
my thinking.
So Prash,
And
I just wanted to kind of contrast it, right? Like as a VC, as investors, we're always thinking about what it can be. And Ravindra had such a builder answer to that. He's like, guys, let us solve the first two steps first. Get this experience working, right? Before we start dreaming about what
yeah,
the super apps that come out of this. But Ravindra, on that question, right? Sorry, Prash, did you have a question to ask, or should I continue with the flow?
no, yeah, just on that only, right? I mean, I guess he's Ravinda. You've been pretty vocal on certain points, right? Like account abstraction, which goes to the meat of user onboarding, and I guess MPC, which goes to the meat of key management, right? So I'm just sensing that you've been vocal about that to kind of address these 2 points, right? And would love to understand how Frontier is looking to solve for these. Look, I mean, these are definitely pretty obvious points which need to be solved for wallets to become more manageable. So would love to get your thoughts on that. I have like a few more follow-ups, but I'll just hold on to them because this seems in sync with what you just mentioned.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Like Raghu, you have any other questions, or can I go ahead with this?
He stole my question. I was also going to ask you about account abstraction and NPC only, but I have some follow that next step, right?
Okay. Okay. Like account abstraction has been there from has been there from 2019. Okay, it's definitely not the first. It's happening recently. Okay. Um, uh, the concept of proxy contract. Okay, like for a wallet was created in the beginning, like when the MakerDAO product was created. Okay, and then there was some project called Authorium. Okay, they also had created a smart contract wallet long time back, and there was InstaDApp. They created DeFi smart accounts, and Argent created like social recovery smart contract wallet. And along with all of these lines, there was also one big successful project in terms of NPC is Zengo. Okay, they did it really really well in terms of like onboarding users in a very simplest way. Like anybody can start using crypto. Okay, like in Zengo. Okay, my biggest I'm very happy about all the latest hype about account abstraction. But one thing which I would like to tell everybody is like this has been there for quite some time. It's not something new. Okay, but this is becoming an hype thing. Like now more eyeballs will be um coming to like account abstraction. Okay, the way I see it, okay, account abstraction will help a lot in terms of user experience. Okay, for example, let's say you need to do two transactions to do swap. Okay, like in the normal experience, like one is to do approval and then one is to do the transaction in the actual protocol. Okay, like such multiple steps can be eliminated in account abstraction. Okay, like that, like account abstraction can help in a lot of ways in terms of user experience. Okay, and also account abstraction will also enhance user experience in terms of abstracting the gas. Okay, the gas abstraction is really really important. Okay, because okay, I still remember there was the concept of learn and earn has been there from the time when Balaji Srinivasan created earn.com. Okay, like they did the first campaign like to learn MakerDAO. When you learn MakerDAO, you used to get 10 DAI like as a reward. Okay, like going back to history of it, you get 10 DAI, but you can't do anything out of it because there is no gas. There was no way to get the gas. Okay, like so in terms of user experience, like account abstraction has been playing a big role. But in terms of private key management, the only way is MPC. Okay, so the solutions which is coming out of only account abstraction will not solve for mainstream. Okay, we have to solve for both MPC plus account abstraction. MPC is a layer zero like for the wallets. Okay, like that is at the signature level. Account abstraction is at the user experience level. Okay, like how many transactions you want to do, and what kind of a gas you want to do, and all of that. Okay,
Can
that
you
is
can you just
my
spend a minute on
my
like explaining MPC? In terms of what does it mean for a layman, and why do you think that like that solution has to be, that problem has to be addressed to make key management a lot more efficient?
okay. Being in the wallet industry, like being in a wallet industry for 4 years now. One observation is okay. Most of the phishing phishing attacks and most of the loss of funds happen on approval of users. Okay, it has like if you just visit a phishing website, like you will not lose the fund. Okay, like we either user approves by mistake, or there'll be some kind of a private key leak. Okay, like the moment you have the concept of private key, you have to manage it. You have to manage that private very securely. Okay, but so the whole why do we need private key like in blockchain to sign the transaction? Okay, like to sign the transaction. So MPC comes up with a like different way. Okay, there is no concept of private key with MPC. Okay, like MPC, like it's a multi-party computing where you have to give like it is almost similar to like how multi-sig work. Okay, you'll have to have a signature from multiple people. Okay, like to get the final signature. Okay, three people have to confirm. Let's say like if there is a MPC with 3 comma 3 quorum. Okay, like all three people have to say like I'm approving these things. Okay, there is those are called as like authorized signatures. Okay, but they don't have the private key. There is no concept of private key in MPC. Okay, like if simplest way to explain MPC is just imagine you're withdrawing fund from Binance. Okay, most of the exchanges uses MPC. Okay, what are the let's say when you are using Binance, how does the MPC work? Say withdrawal, when you initiate a withdrawal, that is a request. Okay, on putting up your authentication code, that is one of the signers. On putting up your email code, that is one of the signers. So there is multiple authentication which has to go through to perform a withdrawal in Binance. It's exactly similar to that. Okay, there is no single point of failure. Okay, like private key is the once you lose it, okay, you will lose it everything. Okay, like the moment you have a private key, you have a very big liability to keep it very safe, which is close to impossible. Okay, like it's somehow like we will miss it. Somehow we will miss the we will leak it at some point in time in future. Okay, but the MPC will have like much more power. Okay, and MPC is driven by the policies. Okay, policy is, let's say, you can define a policy. Okay, let's say like I have 5 authorizers. Okay, like I want at least 3 authorizers to perform any transactions in particular wallet.
Yeah.
Okay, like Zengo has
Ravindra,
solved this in a very seamless way.
so if I have to now kind of bring that back to Frontier, right? So is it something that it's a wallet layer that I can build? It's a very composable wallet layer which has account abstraction benefits for the UX side of things and MPC benefits for the security side of things for any DApp that is eventually built on top of this. Would that be a, albeit reductive way of describing what Frontier is today?
Frontier is still a power user product. Okay, like we are moving towards a product for mainstream users. The main reason why we built for power users was okay, like you go check whatever the TVL like around DeFi, like in various aspects of Web3. All of these volume has come from the users who knows how to manage their private keys, how to manage their wallets and stuff. Okay, like that's why we built the product for power users, existing power users. We wanted to get validation there. Okay, like before we go on to like that the buzzword, which is like onboarding the next billion users. It's there is no infrastructure yet to onboard
Yeah.
the next billion users. Okay, like so if you think of account abstraction itself, there is so much hype. Okay, because it works seamless, it works really well. But what is the first thing which you will teach to like any new person, like when you want to teach crypto?
How to create a wallet and send and receive money on it.
What will you receive it?
Sorry?
What do you want to receive? Like you want to receive what will you suggest to like let's say like do you suggest which asset to as a first asset?
I think at least when I'm describing crypto to normies outside of us, it's usually on stable coins for them to figure out that, okay, there is a unit of value and it can be shown on a wallet that you completely control, which is
Yeah,
which is generally worked from an explanation standpoint.
yeah, makes sense. So we are missing out on a very big thing when everybody is talking about account abstraction. Okay, which is okay. Like if we want to onboard people into crypto, we need to teach them Bitcoin first.
Mm.
Okay, account abstraction, you can't use account abstraction on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Okay, like Bitcoin is something that is where like everybody's journey start. Okay, then comes stablecoin, then comes DeFi, then comes everything
Yes.
else.
Yes.
Okay, this is not possible with account abstraction.
That's right.
Okay,
So
like
is the
account
point you're
abstraction is
making
EVM only. Yes,
so is the point you're making that
very
yes,
limited.
it's a great innovation, but limited to the EVM space. And before this really
EVM
starts
space.
to, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, go and finish. I feel like
Um.
you'll have a better way of finishing it.
You have a point, like Prashant.
No. I was just
Go
saying,
on, go
like,
on. You finish
Ravind,
it. You finish it. I
yeah.
had a point, but I will come on after you finish your point.
I want, let's say we onboard anybody into Web3, like we want to like get them exposed to BTC first and then do everything else.
Right.
Okay, like BTC has been the like driving force of Web3 and crypto. Okay, like we have to start there. Okay, like anybody who wants to build a
Okay,
wallet,
so
anybody who wants to build a wallet, you have to start with BTC. That's
I
my
Crash, I think that was for me. Is like stop with your stablecoin nonsense. Get people to stack sats first, and then we can get to the
yeah,
other stuff.
I was a bit surprised you said stable coin because to me,
Hmm.
anyone who's coming into crypto, my introduction point to them has been Bitcoin and or Ethereum, right? That is pretty much
Hmm.
where I always started from. Just one, the couple of questions. The first one is specific to Frontier. So, you guys do like is you know what type of chains do you guys cater to on Frontier, right? As for the power users, and also is this like a wallet on its own, or can it be a gateway for people to use other types of wallets like MetaMask and Phantom, etc. as well?
So we have both. Okay, for the last question, you can also import your wallet and you can also connect your existing wallet. Okay, like wallet to wallet communication is also part of it. And can you repeat the first question? I forgot. Um,
Yeah, what all chains do you guys cater to? Because you speak about Bitcoin, right? So I was
we
just very curious what all chains you cover.
yes. So we have been chain agnostic and multi-chain from day zero. We are we are never like maxis to anything. Like right now, we support more than 65 chains. Okay, we support EVM ecosystem, lot of EVM chains. We support we support Cosmos based chains. We support Polkadot. Almost all the all the like major chains which we support.
Also Bitcoin?
Got it.
We don't support Bitcoin.
Okay. Is there like, I mean, that's an interesting ecosystem for me now post ordinals, because a lot of work is happening on the wallet side, etc. So is that something you guys will be looking at as well?
Definitely yes. Okay, but um, to, to enable Bitcoin wallet, it's not a lot of work. Okay, because we have already have the wallet
Yeah.
infrastructure. Okay, but the way we traveled, okay, like in a wallet space, initially we positioned ourselves as a front page for DeFi. Okay, like we wanted to do a lot of things on DeFi, and then there was this taking ecosystem in Cosmos. Like we kind of started doing some of the things on Cosmos. Okay, but going forward, like when we are like pushing a product to mainstream, okay, like we will definitely have the first step to have a BTC.
Got it.
Awesome.
Just another thread I wanted to like get your quick views on, right? In this ecosystem. So Uniswap came up with its own wallet, right? Now it's DYDX has its own wallet. So if you look at the statistics, 90% of the volume or TVL in DeFi, I guess a big proportion of it goes through like only 4 or 5 apps, like your Uniswap, DYDX. Even in NFTs, it's probably now Blur, for instance, right? So, and these guys are all starting up making their own wallets. How do you think about something like that? Like, is that a complementary thing to you guys? Is that a threat? And will that also see a lot of take up, or do you think wallets is where people enter as opposed to apps plus wallets?
Okay, like that's a really great question. Okay, like I was asked about this question in a different way, like during like when I was in Denver. Okay, like I went to Denver like in recently. So the question was, okay, like it was slightly different. Okay, like when there are so many big players, like why are you guys still building it? Okay, because there is MetaMask, there is Phantom. Okay, there is a lot of other projects. Why are you still building it? The starting point is, as CZ says, okay, like CZ says in his Twitter thread, only like 5% of the world population has touched crypto as of now. Okay, we definitely like need like, as per CZ, like he says, we need more exchanges, we need more legit exchanges, we need more legit wallets. Okay, like going back to the question itself. Okay, like it's still a long way to go. Like there is no clear winner. It's not like a wallet war per se. Okay, but still we need more and more wallets. Okay, like in various contexts. Okay, if you consider one of the wallets called Math Wallet. Okay, Math Wallet,
Yeah.
which is really famous, like in China, which has a very limited features. Okay, like you can store, you can transfer, you can't do anything else. Okay, but even then, it's very popular in China. Okay, like so, how did it become so popular? It's a regional wallet. Okay, in wallet there is also the subsection. Okay, like there will be a regional wallet. Okay, then there will be DeFi wallet, then there will be NFT wallet, then there will be Metaverse wallet. There is so many other things. So ultimately, what I feel is, okay, then there will be a super app. The concept of super app will come out. Okay. See, if you see Uniswap, okay, Uniswap building a wallet, I know like there is they'll get great stats, they'll get 1 million downloads and all of that. Okay, but most of the users cannot use one wallet for just one operation. Okay, like if you want to do that, like let's say you will have to have like 25 different apps. Okay, that's not going to work in the long term. Okay, like that's not going to work when the mainstream kicks in. Okay, we are all too early. We are all just building it for the power users. When the mainstream user kicks in, then we need more wallets. Okay, like more
Hmm.
wallets and more preference, more options. All of this will come into play. Okay, and another biggest catalyst in wallet space is the security. Okay, let's say, okay, it's very hard to get a security. Like I can't force anybody to like import their key phrase into like Frontier. Okay, like it has to come naturally, like saying like these people have been there in the industry for quite long, and the good amount of ecosystem are already like talking about these projects. That's so it is definitely legit. To create the legit certificate, we need a lot of time. Okay, like Uniswap DYDX, they are really good at building protocol itself. Okay, but
Mm.
wallets, to build wallets, you need to have knowledge
Mm.
of protocol as well as building a mobile app as well.
It almost sounds like the multi-chain argument, right? Like there are going to be chains that are good for some things, and there are going to be chains that are good for others. And I think it almost
Yeah.
feels like a parallel explanation to that with respect to wallets. Ravindra, we also know that you've actually backed and supported a lot of startups at their very early stage. So very curious to know, and of course you've done the ICO thing, which is the absolute wild west. You've done the fund thing, which is super straightforward, and then now you're also known as a prolific angel right now, and you backed some really great projects in your life as an angel investor. So, what are those three things that you look for when a founder is buying an investor on the cap table?
I think it goes back to the thesis of thesis. There is no thesis. Okay, like if founder um, going back to my own struggles. Okay, like my own struggle. It's really important. Okay, like if you go back to the history, Sandeep has helped us in a lot of ways. Okay, like
Yeah,
he doesn't he doesn't contribute. He did not help us on daily basis. He did not help us on a like significant like in terms of contribution. But the help wherever he did was really important. Okay, the way he backs people like is really good. Okay, like it's I I definitely like have really good sense on like technical knowledge how this project will work, if somebody can build it or not and stuff. But it always goes back to the struggles which I went through.
yeah,
Okay, like it wasn't straightforward. Okay, when we started, okay, like it was not straightforward to raise funds. It was not straightforward to like create an entity. It was not straightforward to create a legal structure and all of that. Okay, that is something right now. Probably like we have like projects like Builder Stripe who has a different way to showcase the progress of projects, to get
mm,
showcased in public and get showcase the updates of the projects to public to get interested. But at that
yeah.
point in time, there was not a. It was like a dead end. Okay, like we didn't know what to do. Okay, like you build a product. What can how can we do things next was never a thing. Okay, my thesis would be like I always like check the technical details of it. Okay, like I always want to be sure about technical details. If I'm happy with the technical things, like I'll not do anything else. Okay, like I'm happy to invest at the very early stage.
That's really nice to see. Also, both Prash and I had a smile on our face when you said that there is no thesis. I wish more people were honest about it, and it is mostly founder driven at the absolute early stage. But anyways, my grievances can be aired later. Ravindra, you've had like some crazy experience, right? Like from uh, you know investor, mobile developer, DeFi OG of sorts. That's another word that you must really despise, right? OG, you probably get that come your way quite a bit. Then there's the investor, then with Frontier. There's just so many things that you have done right now. What is your wish for crypto, say maybe 3 years from now? 3 years from now, we get back on this podcast and we're chatting. What is the world that you wish has happened by then for crypto? And what is that world that you'd like to see?
First thing would be confidential, like a controversial, like would be like I want to like have like less conferences and more work. Okay, like that. Ideally, like
It's
in the
not
next three
controversial.
years,
Trust
like
me, it's very ideal. It's very ideal.
But
Thanks for saying that.
to be
I
fair,
definitely
how do we socialize if not for these conferences?
no, but like the frequency has become really
That's too much.
big.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the frequency has high. Frequency is really high, and ideally, like in the next 3 years, okay, what I want to see, okay, like is some of the like some of the things in terms of clarity for the regulations on how things should work. That is one important thing which I want to do, and because there's so much uncertainty for projects on the regulations, okay,
Right.
which is very bad. Okay, and other things would be like more more infrastructure to be built. Okay, right now we are at a stage where we are building SMTP. Like we'll have to have a moment where the Gmail has been built on Web3.
Right.
Okay, like the protocol SMTP is ready. Like we have to build Gmails on Web3. Okay, like whoever has experience, whoever has like built good products so far, they have to build some of the infrastructure work for the mainstream adoption when the entire like mainstream comes in.
I
Okay.
think I forced thinking of three, but I think all three were really good points. I think one was less conferences and more work. Two is better clarity on regulations. I don't know, which is actually the right way to look at it. I don't know if it is positive or negative. I need to know what it is,
Yeah.
which is not. And then the third bit is more infra, which is actually a very good point. We have a lot of projects that come to us saying that how much more infra you need to build, but then at the back of your conversation, it's very clear that we are nowhere close to being actually to go out there and achieve a billion users on the platform yet. Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, I
So
think
just to,
it's really
yes,
should I go?
yes.
I feel
Um,
like he was going to say something spicy. Let him say it now.
go for it, Ravindra.
Okay. So when Raghu said billion users, right? So I mentioned these 3 points. Okay, like these 3 points will onboard 1 million developers. Okay,
Hmm.
those developers will bring 1 million users.
Right,
To build one
right.
million developers, to bring in 1 billion developers, we want these clarity. Okay, regulate even a lot of people haven't come to Web3 because of the regulatory uncertainty. Okay,
Yep.
like that's very good. And then when there is better infrastructure, then there'll be more work for developers. Okay, when there are more developers
100%.
build more things, then we can bring in like 1 billion users.
100%. I think that's a very good clarification to make. That the builders bring the users, and so
Yes.
Yep.
work on helping the builders. Sorry, Prash, you were saying something.
No, so when Ravindra mentioned, right, CZ's point that less than 5% people have touched crypto. If you look at the latest state of crypto report from A16Z, then we are at an all-time high of daily active users on chain, and that number is around 15 million. Sorry, it's not daily active users; it's number of active wallets. Okay, so the active number of users may be slightly lower, but anyways, that's at 15 million, right? And this is an all-time high. 15 million now is 0.2% of the world population. That is on chain. So when you say 5%, that's only people who have like mostly gone to centralized exchanges and have like
Exchanges.
come into
Yeah.
crypto from a speculative standpoint, right? But on chain
No,
is it's still so
no.
early. It's unbelievable.
That's true. That's
I,
true.
I I agree. The on-chain is early. On-chain is a lot of existing power users. But when I say crypto has touched only 5% is just heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, like only 5% of the population has heard of crypto. Okay, not a lot of people have heard of it. in terms of how much percentage of the population has used crypto, it's probably like, I don't know, it's probably 1% of it, 1% of the population.
Yeah.
Right. It's still early.
Fair enough.
Yes.
I mean, also, just because there is an incumbent in your space doesn't mean that you shouldn't build a product that competes with
Correct.
it if you have a unique way. And I think on that note, it's actually a very, very good time to close the podcast from the standpoint that Ravindra has actually left us with some really good messages to take away. One is that more devs means more users, so focus on more devs. And then more importantly, I feel like the current state of the infrastructure is probably the one thing that I will absolutely take away from this podcast, that we are nowhere close to actually achieving the goals that we currently talk about. And on that note, Ravindra, thank you for being an honorary normie right now. So you're one of us now. And we would love to have you on this podcast at a later time when Frontier has done the things that we've spoken about right now. So excited. Thank you so much for
Definitely.
joining us.